and muddy. Hey ho, I'm so drunk that I can't stand study. Hey ho, hum diddle I did. How's it going, folks? Craig Judelman here again at Oldtime Central. Going to teach you another fiddle tune. This one's called Sourwood Mountain. And it's a nice, really straightforward tune. You don't even have to play any chords. Well, play one chord. No. But yeah, there's a lot you can do with it. Play a lot of variations. You can find all kinds of good versions. So I'll show you a bit how I play it. We'll start real simple, give you a couple things to do with it, and then maybe show you some more things. So anyways, here it is, Sourwood Mountain. Key of A, cross-tuned. You should be okay to play in standard too if you want, but I'm in cross. So there it is. And as I said, like, there's not so much to this tune, so I tend to play a few variations, and the versions I like have those. So I'm going to try and keep it really consistent for you. Let's see how good I can do. So for our most simple version, let's start like this. And so the basic melody there is... Let's make that, well, we'll do like how we're going to do it. Why not? So let's just play that. And the second phrase. Again. So that's just a simple shuffle, slur, separate, long. So we put that together, we get... Yeah, pretty easy. So let's get the whole tune and then we'll start adding to it. So the B part, again, I'm gonna play it real simple. So again. A little faster. So that last bit. So, and then separate, slur, open. So from before. Again. One more. So that whole B part becomes... Again. One more time. So let's play that whole tune like that. And, you know, this is just fine of a way to play it. Of course, I'll add a few things on top of that, but you should be able to make this sound good. So here, from the top, 3, 4... Again. Yeah. So let me just point out a couple of things there with this bare bones version we have. This is a great way to practice, actually. Even if you can do a lot more complicated things, try to play it something like this and really make every note groove, right? And find different ways of phrasing things. Stuff like... just getting those quarter notes to kind of push in, right? Push to the next beat. And also it's not... right. Right, I'm kind of using the stroke where I feel like I'm almost doing these little, like, I don't know, half moons, these little divots into the string. So it's getting a... it's a bit of an accent without actually being like a harsh, it's not... right? And I can do them that they're really even, or I can do with a little bit of an accent. Right, but you could almost even, you know, have a pretty boring dance to that, but... right, you wouldn't feel like there's already a groove in that. So then we go... right? Right, you could just practice this kind of thing with a metronome. You know, just already having the feeling of dancing, of a feet moving. You know, for me, I'm really doing that with these little circles, right? You know, and yeah, I can do that and enjoy it, actually. So see if you can, too. Right, so the next time you get that. Right, that suddenly there's like after this. Right, so we can use those kinds of, you know, it's like a suspension to make the dancer's feet really come down when they land on it. You know, and even if there's no dancer, you get the feeling of that still, right? And then the other key is, so once you get that, right, it's actually not, that's not the landing point. The landing point is later. That's the landing, right? So it's this, so really push forward into that downbeat, right? So, right, and so it's just, again, I'm getting that bit of a sort of soft accent, and then just keeping the bow going with a little bit less pressure, so you get a kind of a feeling of air in the sound without it being exactly airy and like light, right? And then the next one, I do less accent to really push it forward. And then that's the big landing, right? So I say that's the first step, just to getting this tune going, getting your bowing going. The second part. Similar concepts, right? Again, there's a bit of a push without a heavy accent, and it's always moving forward. You know, I think of the gesture kind of like right? There's emotion in it. You can really see like a dance where people are coming in. And then right, the accent there. And then that little bit there, really short. So then again, that's nice and short and sort of small. And then there's that long bit. Again, it's kind of suspension, a little. And then after that syncopation, we're right back into. Right, so I'm just really trying to use all these phrasings, use articulation and momentum to create a bit of a story with this tune. And even with the most simple version, I'm still doing that. And I can do it kind of consistently in the same way, or I could find some way to change that. But, you know, with this tune, it's easy to also play some simple variations so that you're kind of constantly shifting what you're doing, but staying on that shape. So I think that's a really key to old-time fiddling in general, and this is a great place to learn it. But we'll try and move on now. Let's play the second part a few times together like that and see if we can get that feeling, and then we'll throw in the variations. So... So then you can see, okay, we can do some droning. So I'm throwing my third finger there and playing with it. Am I playing both strings or just one? Often there I'll do down bow on the D string and up bow on both. Or throw both of them on the last three notes, whatever you want to do. And there, yeah, any kind of chord. Holding the third finger. With the first finger down. Whatever you want, but you can use that to just get make that really fat. Alright, so that's the tune. The first thing I would talk about is just let's see. You have all these long notes in this kind of version. So that's a place where we can do a lot. You can just throw in shuffles. You might have to change another slur there. Something like that. The next step you could do is you could do those same shuffles, but put your fourth finger on the A string or your third finger on the D string, so you're doubling the open string, and then shuffle in between them. And you can see, I think in the circle bowing video, maybe we did some of this stuff, but it's basically you take this and combine them, which that's where I'm slurring always from the high string to the low string. Great exercise for your wrist mobility also. And so then that becomes slur, separate, slur, separate, slur, separate, slur, separate. Trickier than it looks, but you'll get it. Long, short, short, long, short, short, etc. So the way that works out is doesn't necessarily even matter if you're doing all those slurs and separate in the right order. It's nice to get it so you have that pattern, I think. But it could also be... You know, you can find some pattern where you're just repeating them. But that's how I like it. Always starting from the high string. That's a nice bowing. So you see how that comes in on the B part. So that's one concept you can play with. It gives a lot of nice rock, right? Then this tune suddenly is just really sort of floating along. Right, then you throw in those chord notes and suddenly that's like it's like a cool lick. Carried away there. So then, okay, the last thing that we want to do is change these ways of approaching that high note in the first part, right? So we sort of started out with just, right? So, and there could be a slide there, could be a pickup, or just a hammer on. But then there's all these other ways of getting up there. So you could start earlier, like 3, 4. Or you could do this. So, or. So there's a lot of things to play with, and yeah, I don't know. There's a version. Was it Freeney's? They recorded under a few different names. Freeney's Barn Dance, whatever harmonizers. We'll try and link to that somewhere. But they do a version that has a couple of those nice variations that I love. And I do the same thing in the B part. Right. That's how we did it first. Or maybe that's the point. Throw in. Etc., etc. So I think we'll leave it there for now. But that should give you a lot to play with. It's a really great tune. Find all those variations you like and enjoy it.